Welcome to this lesson, this quick little video I wanted to shoot where I'm going to try to convince you that sending a weekly email may actually be hurting your business. And that's going to seem weird from a guy who's wearing a shirt that says the email guy. Because for the email guy to tell you that you shouldn't be sending a weekly email is probably pretty crazy. And I'm going to go into it. I'm going to explain what I mean here because I'm not going to tell you not to send a weekly email. What I'm here to tell you is that chances are you're doing it wrong. Hey there, if we haven't met yet, I'm Bobby Klink, and I built a thriving multiple six-figure business selling the most boring thing ever, legal templates via email. And I did it last year working basically part-time because I still had my law firm. Nowadays, I help online entrepreneurs with the legal stuff, but I also help them with email marketing and the business stuff too. And I've noticed this trend. I've noticed something happening in the online marketing space recently that's really kind of gotten my hackles up. See, we've all heard the conventional wisdom that we're supposed to be emailing our list each and every week, right? We've heard that. Everyone talks about how there's power in weekly emails and we need to be emailing our list no matter what, without question, without exception. And you know what? I'm here to tell you, if you do email right, that is absolutely positively right. Because I can tell you that the power of my email marketing, the power of how it is that I'm able to sell my legal templates via email is my weekly email. But here's the problem. The problem is that most online entrepreneurs are being sold with this idea that there's an easy button. They're being told that really it's just something you got to check off. It's a to-do item that you have to do every week. And so people are out there looking for easy solutions. Not sure about you, but my newsfeed is chock full of people who are offering like plug and play or fill in the blank email templates. Maybe it's just because I'm an email marketing guy, so I see this stuff. But I see those things, and every single time it kind of, it gets me mad, honestly. Because I think the people who are offering those things know better. They know that plug and play, Mad Libs style templates for email aren't going to freaking work. They're not going to work because they're not the right kind of email. And here's what I want to suggest to you. I'm going to ask you to think about something outside the context of email marketing that I think is going to help you to understand why, like fill in the blank templates or kind of like little quick, like easy button ways of sending email don't work. I don't know about you, but I, at various points in my life, have been involved in relationships, not just romantic relationships, because I've been with my wife forever, but outside of romantic relationships where the person on the other side is just going through the motions. And you can tell they're just going through the motions. I don't know about you, but I don't really like being around people who I can tell are just going through the motions. Well, if you're sending weekly emails just because it's something on your to-do list that you're wanting to check off, because you're trying to find an easy button way to do it without having to really think about it or do any work, guess what? You're going through the motions when it comes to email marketing. And as much as it would be great if that does work, it's not going to work. Your audience is going to feel the same way that you feel when you have that experience outside of email marketing. And that's not the path to succeeding. I mean, heck, if going through the motions and just sending an email for the sake of sending an email was what mattered, we'd have a lot more entrepreneurs making money with email marketing. Hey, Halima, yeah, I'm sure this does hurt. If you're catching this on the replay, put that you're catching this on the replay. Halima, I'm glad that it hurts because this is something that actually should kind of wake some people up. Because a lot of people are doing this. They're sending a weekly email because they've been told they have to send a weekly email, and they're just like, whatever. They're not trying to do it. They're not thinking about it. They're not putting in the work. And that is never going to work. And it's not just about email. It's about everything in marketing, but email included. And to help drive this home, I'm going to ask another simple question. ask yourself how many newsletters you get each week from things you signed up for. And then ask yourself this question. How many of those do you actually freaking read? Most people are going to be honest and are going to tell you that they don't read hardly any of those weekly emails they get because it's all the same. It's boring, impersonal, fill in the blank, whatever you want to call it. It's just people going through the motions because they've been told that they need to do it. That is not the path to success with email marketing. The path to success with email marketing, and here's the big key takeaway here. Sending a weekly email isn't about sending the email. The important thing is that you take time each and every week to connect with your audience. This is true on social media. It's true on email. It's true with everything we do. It's not the act of sending email that matters. It's the act of connecting with your audience. And I know that again because from my own email marketing, what I do is I connect with my audience. My audience feels like I'm their friend. And so as a result, when I have something to sell, if it's something they need, they say, well, sure, I want to buy that from my friend Bobby. See, that's where you get a truly powerful connection with your audience. So what I'm going to tell you is buying these like templates, or even if it's freebies, getting like these plug and play templates from people is not going to help you. In many ways, you'd be better off not emailing your list because at least then you're not just going through the motions. If you want to actually do your weekly emails right, it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be something that really kind of saps the energy out of you. What you need to do is tell stories in your emails. It's really that simple. And this is the key. This is kind of was the thing that changed me from sending emails that nobody opened, nobody cared about, no one connected with, and didn't do me any good, to actually having a thriving email marketing system. It was when I stopped talking about content, I stopped worrying about just sending an email for the sake of sending an email. Like I stopped using even my own internal, like I had internal templates that I'd created that basically meant I didn't have to say much other than fill in a couple of little blanks here. When I stopped doing that and started actually thinking and saying, okay, well, how can I actually connect with my audience this week? How can I let them into my world just a little bit? That was the turning point for me. And what I can tell you is this process is actually pretty simple. It's kind of your email should have 4 parts or 3, depending on if you're creating weekly content. You have a hook, usually your subject line, which is really just about getting people interested in reading your email. You have a story, what I call a personal vignette, something little about your life, a little tidbit, a little detail that lets people get to know you. You have a tip or a lesson or something you want as a key takeaway from them, and then you have a call to action. Now, the one difference is if you actually are creating weekly content, a blog post, a video, a podcast, anything like that, instead of the tip, you can just invite them to go listen to your podcast, read your blog, whatever it is. But the important part of your email is the story. That's what helps you connect. That's what helps you do this, which is sign language for me too. I have that in common with you. That is the moment when you tell a story and your reader says, oh, I can relate to that. That's when all of a sudden they feel that connection. That's when all of a sudden they say, ooh, I like this person. Ooh, I want to learn more about this person. I want to continue to get to know this person. It's all about that little story. And it doesn't have to be hard. I want you to look inside yourself and say, how can I stop just going through the motions? And how can I create a system where on a weekly basis, I give a way to connect with my audience, to just give them a little tidbit of my life? Just little short stories here, there, and yonder that help people get to know who you are, what you stand for, kind of what you like, what you don't like. All of those things are what will make a huge difference. And if you want some help with that, I have a free training. It's literally part of my signature email marketing course, but I broke it out. It's called Killer Story-Based Emails. It's about, basically, we took this lesson that walks you through the process of writing these kinds of emails. And if you go through this process and you use the general framework that I walk through in this lesson, what you're going to find is that you can crank out these emails and actually start connecting with your audience, actually start to have email marketing that will do you some good on a weekly basis. You can grab that absolutely free by heading to bobbyklink.com/tell more stories. bobbyklink.com/tell more stories. You can get your hands on that training and you can dive in and start doing this. Start sending weekly emails that are actually going to make a difference. But if you're not going to do that, look, if you want templates, if you want an easy button, my suggestion, stop sending weekly emails. Now, it's going to hurt your business. It's not going to help you, and you won't have a thriving email marketing, system in place. But the reality is that if you're not willing to put in the work, if you're expecting that someone can literally just give you something where you can get your weekly emails done in 5 minutes or less, you're not going to succeed in email marketing. You're just not. And that's okay. If you want to focus on social media, cool. That's another way to go. I'm not saying that email marketing is the only way. I tend to think it's the best way. It's the way I like the most. But I'm just going to tell you this. I'm not going to blow smoke up your rear end and tell you that you can do email marketing in 5 minutes a week and not have to put in any effort and not have to actually get personal and just fill in blanks and be successful, because you're not. And the gurus who are telling you that are doing you a disservice. I'm going to tell you, the gurus who are telling you that, you should run the other way away from them. Because either they don't know anything about email marketing or they don't care. They just want to get you on their list. That's not the way I roll. I'm here to tell you that the reality, and the reality is that email marketing done right takes some work, and your weekly emails take some work, but it doesn't have to be hard. It can be something that, when you get good at it, I write my weekly emails in 15 to 30 minutes a week. But I also share my life. I share things about me so that people in my world know who I am. People in my world want to get to know me more. People in my world feel like they're connected with me. So again, that's the approach you need to take if you want email marketing to work for you. And if you need help doing this, you can grab my free training on creating killer story-based emails. Head over to bobbyklink.com/tell more stories. That's it for now. Talk to you later.